Stop allowing past pains and situations to stumble you. Instead, use it to fuel you and use it as building blocks. Once upon a time, I was a functioning, secretive alcoholic, and no one knew about it until 2010 when I released my first book. I was so hurt and broken and depressed. I used alcohol and sometimes pain meds to numb me um, from the hurt that I endured as a child that carried over into adulthood. I was molested and lived under the same roof with my molester for years. And then when I became a young adult, I was raped and I felt like I was unprotected. I was unloved. I felt like I was a nobody. Um, like I didn't matter. I was blamed by some of those closest to me. And I even ended up blaming myself for some of those things. And I carried it around for so long. By the age of 25, 26, I was diagnosed as being clinically depressed. And the depression was so bad that I was to the point of suicide, like really close to taking my life and the life of my brats. And that was my turning point to stop holding on to it because it was suffocating me. I was allowing it to suffocate me. Um and I was well into my 30s when I finally let go of the anger and the bitterness. Had to let it go. Had to let it go to grow. Um because I wasn't just hurting myself, because that's what I thought. I wasn't just hurting myself, but I was hurting my family. My children were watching me go through this and they didn't understand what was going on. But once I let it go, I started to grow and I started to blossom and I started to like myself. I started to love myself. I spent so much time at a standstill or stuck, waiting for answers, for um, an apology that I've never received and never will. And sometimes we just have to let it go and stop waiting. Allow yourself to become unstuck, because you may never get the closure that you want. And if you allow yourself to stay stuck, you cannot grow. So I hope this message encourages someone to move forward, move past your pain, and allow your pain to help you see just how strong you can be. Because although it almost broke me, I didn't allow it to. Jehovah carried me through that whole time period because I know that's the only reason I was able to make it through that dark time in my life. It's time to let it go. You may never get closure on a situation that you're waiting on. I allowed my pain to be my crutch, the situations, and it's a lot more than that, but those were the main ones, the molestation and the rape. Like, it really took a toll on me. Let it go. It's time. Time for you to move forward. You deserve it. You're stronger than your pain. SilkStations.net. Better get you some.